Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. With Rostermania still chugging along in the background, lots of discussion right now about this OpTic Dallas merger, and supposedly it has been spotted online that this merger has officially gone through and will be announced relatively soon indeed. Very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. Really up to the channel, thank you very much indeed for doing that. First of all, let's talk about some Rostermania stuff. This from Temp I thought was interesting. Back to Atlanta for the next season. I'm feeling slightly emotional. Dallas was a good time, but it's almost time to lock in. What does this mean? Does it mean that Temp's going to find a spot somewhere or other? It's very unclear right now what's going on with a couple of the spots. Right, we don't know. We pretty much know what 10 of the teams are going to be. We don't know what Paris are up to. Temp was of course on Paris last year for the latter half of it after having a difficult time at Los Angeles Thieves right at the start. But also you've got this kind of NRG Chicago spot, which of course is very relevant given what we're discussing here today. That potentially is up for grabs somewhere. Washington DC has been the big discussion for that over the last several weeks, so maybe Temp can find a spot there because he definitely seems to be one of those players that if you are like if you are whoever like Washington Justice, those ownership group is, they come into that spot, like who are they going to pick up, right? Like you can't really go for, there's not too many like a really top tier players still on the market. Temp I suppose is one of them, right? So maybe that's an option to consider. There's also plenty of challengers players as well. So Chino, former of course pro player, he came into the league this year briefly on Los Angeles Guerrillas and I think was somewhat hard done by the way he got dropped for mental towards the end of the year. He wants to play with the challengers with the heaviest AR in the world. So it doesn't seem like he's going to get an opportunity on a starting roster in the CDL at the very least for now. Panda says this as well, season coming up fast, free agent for challengers. Let me know if any teams have an academy roster or anyone wants to get anything rolling. That's kind of how the things go nowadays. Do the pro teams actually have academy squads? We saw New York had one for a bit. We saw LAG had one for the end of last year, pretty much the entirety of last year. Some teams have had them to kind of mixed success, and I wonder if at some point the CDL will kind of mandate them having an academy team and then have like an actual challengers academy type league type stuff, which like the second division, effectively tier 1, tier 2, make it very clear. Like that could be kind of cool to see, but that seems by no means guaranteed right now, especially given the fact that these teams are still maybe reeling from the pandemic somewhat and actually trying to make some money back, but they don't necessarily want to have to spend more money on an academy roster if they do not have to. This I thought also was really interesting from Daryl. Best birthday present I could receive. Really great to hear this. Backing myself and taking the biggest risk of my career, giving up my masters and stable career for this blessed opportunity. The hard work begins, he says. So certainly been a fantastic coach in the challenger side in Europe for the last couple of years, and well, where could this potentially be? Because I'm pretty sure we saw that Shane was released from London, so I don't really know what they're planning over there in terms of their coaching stuff. Maybe it's Daryl over there, maybe he's going to join Paris or something, but we saw B-Sport Josh kind of did that job for a bit and has now, the last year, of course, he stepped away from that position for whatever reason, so very tough to say, but I'm a call for Daryl nonetheless, because definitely worth giving a shot on stuff like this. You can always go back into that at some point or another if things do not work out. This also from Octane, he puts up the 100 Thieves flag, kind of supporting 100 Thieves, I guess, during the Worlds right now in League of Legends, also in the North America Last Chance qualifier, whatever's going on right now in the Valorant side. Well, one thing I thought was kind of interesting though, I was going to bring up on screen, but it got deleted and I couldn't get a screenshot of it, or at least I didn't get a screenshot of it last night because I didn't think it would get deleted, is Paul X also tweeting the same thing, since deleted. Some people were looking at that tweet from Paul X suggesting, okay, well maybe that, in fact he literally tweeted the same thing out as this, like is he just supporting 100 Thieves as an organisation, or is he kind of hinting, especially now it's deleted, at the fact that he could be there as a substitute, right? I don't know. Some of these teams right now that have already signed their starting rosters, they've probably got to be thinking about who's going to be their sub for this season. Paul X could be a very solid one if he doesn't get a spot elsewhere, so maybe something to keep your eyes on as we move forward. So this is what we looked at yesterday then, right? Crone's talking about we need another jetpack game pretty quick indeed, and we've got Black Ops 3 and all this beautiful stuff, and Dashy hitting some absolute beams across the map. Now, the final kill cam, or the final scoreboard for this game was pretty ridiculous. We looked at yesterday, Dashy was like 49 in 19 or whatever, and a couple of people were pointing out to me that if you went to Rambo Rays, like Twitter likes, and I mean this is a classic detective work we do here in Call of Duty, and scroll down through the Twitter likes, you'll see some stuff from Hex, you'll see some stuff from Crowder, Shotzzy, this type of stuff you may well expect, but you'll then also eventually find this from Credicilia Linter, right, where he likes this tweet kind of with Dashy frying and whatever, so people are looking at this and saying, okay, if Rambo's enjoying this tweet that Dashy's dropping 49 and 19 in this game, then maybe it could be a very likely situation that Rambo's going to be coaching Dashy and the rest of the guys coming very soon indeed. So let's dive into this then. So a guy called Matt reached out to me and let me know that, there's a link you can straight up go to. I'll leave a link down below if you guys want to check it out, that takes you to this page, and it's discussing the OpTic Gaming brand and the company effectively in some pretty interesting detail that we will dive into. So I'm pretty sure I've been on a website like this before, but it's obviously recently been updated with some pretty major additional information in regard to what we kind of know at the present time. So this is OpTic Gaming's overview, founded 2006, which of course we know to be pretty much correct. 33 employees, M&A, so merger and acquisition. Upcoming is their latest deal type. They kind of describe what they do. Esports with a capital S, that's pretty unfortunate. But you can kind of see this is the OpTic Gaming type stuff. Website opticgaming.tv. If you click here, it takes you to this site, and then you've got the OpTic guys, Hitch, Maniak, and and maybe the other type of stuff they've going on. So this does seem to be the correct situation, especially because everything else seems to line up on the site. I looked up this primary office address, and this looks like it looks like it links to the Immortals Gaming Club. So maybe they haven't updated it quite as of yet, but I'm pretty sure this is where Immortals were based when OpTic, of course, was owned by Immortals. And if you scroll further down, when you get to this kind of valuation and funding type stuff, this is where things get particularly interesting. So this pretty much does align with what we know. An angel individual, like when they were a startup investment. Then we've got this merger acquisition in 2017. This aligns with kind of the Immortals Gaming Club buyout of OpTic that it was at the time, and that of course lasted a couple of years before then Hicks kind of divested, went over to NRG, and then they set up OpTic Gaming Los Angeles, I imagine, for the Modern Warfare season in the Call of Duty League in about 2019, June or something in that year. So that may have been what this M&A is. And then in 2020, that OpTic Gaming branding was then sold right through Hex, through Los Angeles Thieves or to Hex. The spot went to LA Thieves, and then the branding went back to Chicago Huntsmen, right, and all that chaos that was going down there. So pretty much all of these M&As tie up with something or other. The initial Immortals acquisition, then the whole OGLA formation, then the sale back to NRG in the Chicago spot, and now if we zoom out right here, you'll find we have another merger and acquisition, and this says it is upcoming. As of yet, we have no date of this or whatever, but to me, this seems very much like it does refer to the actual OpTic Gaming, and apparently there's a merger and acquisition upcoming and happening very soon indeed. What could this potentially be? Seems like it's probably the OpTic Envy thing in all likelihood. I'll leave the link down to this if you want to check it out down below, because, if you guys notice anything interesting else on this website, you can see if you look further down, you can see, Hector Rodriguez and stuff in the executive team. So all of the signs point right now towards the fact that, yes, indeed, this is going through relatively soon. I wanted to talk about this as well, though, from Hitch, because they're doing this, the off-season series is continuing, and then, this is going on later today, the Modern Warfare 4v4 tournament. I mean, this is going to be a very exciting one. I think it'll be already underway when this video goes live, but, these are some of the teams that are competing for the championship tonight. Envoy, Arcitys, Scump, and Forbal. I mean, there are some cracking teams in here for 4v4 Modern Warfare. Zoom, Attempt, Kenny, and Methods, Shotzzy, Dashy, Illy, and Cellium. I mean, that team is just disgusting. A few of other, Warzone pros, for example, Tommy Armour, Noobs, and Aiden, they're playing in this one. Amelia Rose and co from the European region. So lots of stuff going on right here. It's going to be really exciting to watch this, how this plays out, really. Modern Warfare 4v4, we've got a Hardpoint, we've got Search and Destroy. One of these teams is going to take it all, and maybe it's going to be Joey Nubsy of the boys who's playing with Jet Ski Mock and Joe Deceives. I suppose we'll see how that one goes. This, of course, we looked at earlier today with regard to anti-cheat and the timeline that was kind of discussed. As Kevy Skills points out, hackers welcome, drop all those kill records. Please don't cheat, we're asking nicely, was kind of the thing that happened earlier this year. And now they're saying cheaters won't be tolerated, hopefully. Or maybe something has already come up when this video goes live, but if not, somewhat time later today, maybe Call of Duty will say something about the anti-cheat situation that we kind of hinted at. This also came out yesterday or a couple of days ago now with kind of some discussions for these Black Ops Cold War tourneys and matches right here of potentially people looking through walls and doing dodgy stuff. For example, right here, is this tracking through the wall? It may well be, and I don't know, a lot of talk about this on the timeline. We got some pros discussing it as well in the reply we can actually look at right here. That's a ban ASAP, seriously, in October, after the game's even over, people kind of doing dodgy stuff through a wall, and many other clips that come out at similar thing to this as well. So this gained a fair bit of traction, and Arcitys is like, yeah, I need a gaming chair if I want to compete with this kind of wall tracking, wall hacking type stuff, which may or may not be going on. My Herman simply won't compete at the present time. I don't like jetpack cards, the kind of red flag meme or whatever that's been going around on Twitter the last couple of days. Jetpacks have been getting a lot of gas really the last few days, and I think really it's been the last couple of months where a lot of people have been talking, yes, can we go back to jetpacks? When are you going to give it to us, Call of Duty? Maybe never for competitive play, I suppose we will see. This also from the Call of Duty League, how many LAN championships does aBeZy have under his belt? Goes between 9, 4, 5, and 7. I guess they didn't want to put 6 in there because it could have been too confusing, because it's kind of Lion Man says in reply after it's confirmed he does have 7 championship victories, including 2, of course, Call of Duty World Championship victories. But Lion kind of says, unless we're including UMG South Carolina Open brackets, which I guess was a bit of a mess all the way back in the day in that Black Ops 3 event at the start when there was a load of Bluetooth type stuff going on. Controllers were getting slow turn and it was a bit of a nightmare. But still, aBeZy, an absolute legend, retiring, and of course, moving to Los Angeles Guerrillas now, as going to be a content creator for that organization. And speaking of jetpacks, this also from LIG. Timeline is talking about jetpacks, but they forget Gunless is still playing. This guy was an absolute monster, especially in Infinite Warfare. It was tough to believe what this guy was doing at times with the K-Bar, the NV4, pretty much anything that this guy had in hand. But very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. Really upset the YouTube icon on there. enjoy this content, I hope people like you may enjoy this content as well, and upgrade the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always, take care, and I will see you next time.
So the camo has been popped, looking for the angle, half left, he wants the dunk, and goes for it! 30 seconds left, and Gunless gets it through!
He gets 3 kills right after. E-United going to have drone control as well. They're going to take it topside, and they need to stay composed here. Maven, Gunless gets streaks. They don't exactly need points here, but a one-point play will end it.
Gunless has 15 bullets left because he slaughtered everyone, and they have done it!
Oh, mid to B. Hey, what the hell?
God,
He just ran down mid with a sniper, dude.
I'm going through it, man.
The other one mid.
What do they think this is?
Let's go.
What the f do they think this is?
Show match. Like, give us this rack. We're taking.